The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
So on the weekend, I had the utter joy of last-minute cancellation of plans.
Oh,
I was supposed to meet some friends, and so I was going with a friend, and we were meeting a friend of hers who I've met a couple of times. We're going for a drink. We're going to go to the Claremont Hotel. It's going to be perfect. It was going to be like a evening, like a twilight thing, 4:30, 5 o'clock. And at 4:11, the message came through.
So were you excited? So you were?
I'd already washed my hair. I was on board. I wasn't not looking forward to going.
Yeah.
But also, when it's cancelled, it's like, just freed up the whole evening to do nothing.
I remember once I got this message, Natalie. I was getting ready to go to a thing that I didn't want to go to, and the night before I was extremely hungover from it, and I gotten dressed. I managed to got my clothes on, and then as I got the message saying that it was cancelled, at that point I was sitting on the side of my bed crying because I felt so bad. So I felt so sick. I was like,
so when it's cancelled, it's just like it's like
and
fate.
then I was like, yay!
Yes. So at 4:11, got the message to say that the guy that we were meeting up with had been delayed. Now, this is his excuse. He was bogged on Two Rocks Beach.
Oh!
He went driving on the beach, got bogged, and then was waiting for rescue.
For a fair while, obviously.
Yes, and he's like, well, so I don't know how long it's going to be, because obviously then he has to go home and then get to... So it's like fate, really, that he got bogged and we didn't have to go. Not that I wouldn't have had a great time if I went.
Do we believe he got bogged?
I did say. So there is a photo of him bogged on Two Rocks Beach, and I'm like,
did you pull up the photo information?
Have we checked?
Because people don't realise, everybody, if you're going to send a photo as evidence of...
We are going to
get you out of something, you've got to realise you can click on that photo and get their details.
Google image search that.
Yeah. Well, no, you can literally click on it and see, like, location of photo, all that sort of stuff. You can see that.
Yes.
But also you can Google image search, which is someone did over in the UK when someone said they couldn't come to work. They'd been in a car accident and the workplace just reverse image searched the picture and found out it was from another country. It was in the news. So that person literally found the first one.
They just Googled car accident.
Legitimately?
I believe legitimately.
Yeah.
Yes. Like you can see the number plate. Now, I don't know what his number plate is, but it would be easy to figure out.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so if you are gonna doctor it up, you don't make your number plate visible, right? Is that how smart
you are coming up with I'm not saying your friend's lying, but when you come up with an excuse, are you more of a details person or a less details person when you're trying to convince someone?
Because they say that when you're lying, the devil's in the details.
The devil's in the details, or you give too much detail over. But then if you just give someone a wishy-washy, I can't come because...
I'm bogged.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you reckon?
I don't believe him. I don't, so... And I'd like to speak to other people when they hear
or George, if you want to defend yourself, give us a call.
Well, George, bring me a cup of the sand where you're bogged. Thank you. And I'll get that scientifically tested to see if it was the same sand for the day that you said you were there.
Yeah.
# science.
Science.
I'd like to hear from people about excuses that they may have received or given and whether they
were believable.
Or not. So someone said they can't do something, they've told you an excuse and going, oh, whatever. They try to prove it to you, you still don't believe them. And if that was you as well, we'd love to hear from you.
Ellie, if somebody said to you, I can't meet you for a drink because I've bogged my car on Two Rocks Beach.
I'd never believe them. I would go investigate. I would check main roads.
Oh, no, I wasn't doing that.
Me too. Yeah. I'd engage satellites.
Absolutely.
To take imaging.
Yep. Fly a drone. Employ a drone.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's what happened on Saturday night. It meant I had the whole night free, so it wasn't sad.
Oh, yeah, that's fantastic. We are discussing excuses and whether they are believable or not.
Chris is in Ellenbrook. Hello.
Hey, how you going, guys?
Good, buddy. Okay, tell us the excuse and we'll tell you whether it's believable.
Well, he was a young guy working with us in the restaurant, and he didn't turn up he actually was there for the morning shift, and then he didn't turn up to the afternoon shift.
Okay.
And we called him, we're like, everything all right? And he goes, Dad's been in a serious car crash.
Oh.
And we're like, oh, shoot. Like,
Shoot.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what you said.
Yeah. Like, I hope everything's all right. But he completely forgot that the owner of the restaurant was best friends with his mum.
Yes.
So she called up saying, look, I really, really hope your husband gets better really, really
Yes.
soon. If there's anything you need. And she turns and she's just like, what do you mean? He's lying in bed next to me.
Oh,
Obviously with his leg broken.
in the hospital bed, yes.
Mate, I mean, come on. I mean, that kid is so stupid. You can't
Yes.
have him in your business.
That's right.
I mean, if you can't work out, I mean, if you are not equipped to lie at the very base level,
Yes.
then how are you going to make it in this world?
We had somebody who worked with us, Chris, who she went on her lunch break and then didn't return to work in the afternoon. And everybody's like, where is she? Where is she?
Ants.
And the answer was she got bitten by ants.
Bitten by ants.
So she went home.
Like how many ants? If your body was covered in ants, like literally, like in a horror film, then no worries.
And then go back to work.
But even the worst ant is what, a bull ant?
Yeah.
I mean, like even that, I mean, the bull ants don't have poison in them,
No,
do they? Are
no.
people allergic to she's not allergic. We know she wasn't allergic to ants.
You'd be a bit itchy.
Oh, well, who isn't?
Oh, thanks, Chris. Thanks for bringing back that great memory. Chris is in Balladura. Hello.
Morning, guys.
Hey, Christy.
Christy.
Okay, was this an excuse that you made or that somebody made to you?
No, so this is an excuse that one of my clients gave to me at work.
Mm-hmm.
So they were supposed to come in for some mandatory reporting, so that's the line of work that I'm in.
Yes.
And they hadn't come in, so they called me sort of 4 days after the appointment and said I couldn't make it because my partner and I decided to go into Belmont KFC to get a zinger box each, but my partner fell over because the floor on the KFC was slippery and broke 3 ribs, and then he had to go to hospital for overnight emergency surgery.
Yes. To get the zinger box removed because he fell on it.
No, because he broke his wishbone.
There's too much detail in that.
He fell right smack bang on his Parsons nose.
When they're telling you what they ordered, it's too much detail.
It's where they lost it was the
Too much
zinger
detail.
box. We
Yeah,
went
that's
to
right.
get a zinger box each. That's where that was their mistake.
Yeah, that's right.
You don't worry about
go-
what you're
no.
ordering when
Say
your
I fell
husband
over
has fallen.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
don't go back into the minutiae of the order.
Of what you ordered.
Whether you got a gravy or not.
So Christy,
What was it real?
So what we have to do is verify all their absences. So we asked which hospital it was.
Yes.
We have verbal permission or consent to call the hospital, and there was no such admission or discharge under that name.
and did you go to the source at Belmont KFC and check their CCTV footage?
So we didn't go that far. No, we just checked in with the hospital, and it turned
Yes.
out that it was a big porky. Yeah.
I mean, and if you're going to lie about something, don't make it so easily disprovable. You know, right?
Gosh. Like don't give locations. Don't give Belmont KFC. Don't give this place. Like, you know what I mean? Keep it a wash. Don't get into your what's in your box.
Yes, lie better, everybody.
Come on.
Lie
I'm
better.
just trying to learn it.
John, hello.
Hi, how you going? I've got
Hey.
a good one for you.
Okay, let's hear it, John. Take it away.
I had a young bloke working for me years ago, and I ended up sacking him because he wasn't showing up for work.
Yes.
And about 3 days after I sacked him, his mother rang up and asked me why I sacked him. I said, well, he just never comes to work. And she said, well, he leaves here every morning. I don't know where he goes.
Yeah.
I said, well, I'll give you one example of him not coming to work. I says, well, 2 weeks ago we went to your funeral. And the mother just hung up in shock.
If his mother was a true mother, she would
I
have
mean,
gone, ooh.
maybe she was calling from beyond the grave. Did you check?
2 weeks ago, he went to your funeral.
That's a ripper,
This is
John.
my thing.
Yes.
A stupid lie like that can be so easily figured
yes,
out.
you can be caught so easily.
That kid has no chance in life.
Correct.
Because you need to know how to lie.
That's right. And also maybe turn up to work every once in a while.
that would help.
Thanks, John. Denise, hello.
Hi.
Hey,
Hey,
Denise.
Okay, was this an excuse that somebody gave you?
No, it was my excuse.
Okay,
Brilliant.
let's hear it.
I worked and I was part owner of a racehorse, and my horse was racing on a Wednesday in the middle of the day,
Yeah.
and I thought, I've got to go see the race. I've got to go see it. So I thought, what can I do? So I told them that I had to go get a skin cancer removed from my chest.
Yes.
And so I thought, oh, God, I better put a bandage there in case my horse wins and I'm in the photo.
Yes.
So I did put a bandage there, and my horse won, and I was in photos, but they didn't see the photos. But when I went to work the next day, oh, how'd you go? I said, oh, gosh, it was a really bad one.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, you poor thing. And so I had to wear this bandage on my chest for 2 weeks. And they believed me. And then when I finally took this bandage off, because I thought, oh, God, they kept saying, oh, my God, look at how well you healed. You've got hardly any marks there.
That's
They would have thought you were Wolverine.
Yeah, that's
from
right.
the X-Men films.
Or the cheerleader from Heroes.
They would have gone, oh, my God, they need to study her.
Yeah, that's right. She didn't even use any vitamin E cream. It's amazing.
Wow. Yeah, okay.
Well, see, at least you committed to the lie. You wore the dressing, although you could have just said it was somewhere not visible, like I'm having it cut off my back, and then...
Yeah. The chest area was your failure here. Not the lie or the commitment afterwards. It was the location of the scar, which is just real.
Locate your lies better.
It's amateur.
Thanks, Denise. We're going to finish up with Mel from Bullsbrook. Hi, Mel.
Hi, how are you?
Hi,
Great,
good,
Mel. Okay, did somebody give you an excuse?
Yeah, so the first one was pretty legit. I had a staff member call in one morning. He said, I can't come to work. I'm a bit hungover. And I said, okay, at least that's honest. And I said, maybe give it an hour, come on in after that. He goes, oh, I can't because I've lost my eye. He he had a glass eye.
Oh, did he?
And he reckons he's lost his glass eye.
Well, okay. So, for me personally, I think losing your glass eye is a good excuse.
I know, but you don't need it to see.
No, but it doesn't matter though. He might be.
He could have just worn a patch.
Yeah, that's right.
I know, but he might want to go and find it. I'm pretty sure they're expensive, and his one eye, he's one eye down, so it's going to take him twice as long.
Did he find it?
Well, he did find it, and so that I let it go the first time, but then it did happen a couple of times after that. So then I think it became a bit of an excuse.
Yes. So you need to start.
But come on, as fully-eyed people, we don't know what effort it takes to keep a glass eye in. Are you always sucking it in your head?
Maybe a bit of Brutac before he went out.
Do we not have a backup or anything?
A backup spare eye? I don't know how much they cost.
They're very expensive because they're normally hand-painted. Yeah. It's a very highly skilled area.
I get what you're saying, Mel. Is there not? Can you not just draw a blue dot on a Mentos and shove it in?
Yes, for his going out eye.
Go to Red Dot and get a black patch.
I mean, you lose your eye once. That's forgivable, but more than once.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it because bringing up something like a fake eye, like a glass eye, none of us really have too much experience in that world because it's not too common. So you don't know.
Fall out?
You don't know how far you can ask without being inappropriate.
Sure.
So if that same guy had said to me, "I've got to go home right now to spray and wipe my eye," I'd go,
Okay.
I'd use Windex. Well, I don't know, and I don't know if it's an insult to say, well, should you really have time to clean your eye?
They're very insulted if you suggest Windex.
I don't know. Anyway, okay, well, they were all great.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
I'm glad Shaun isn't here today to deal with what we've had to deal with here in the morning. You see, we're going through renovations, as you know. We're nearly at the at the end of that. And
our esteemed leader, Dave McClung.
Yeah, he made a bold statement last week.
I would say a promise.
Now, there's an area, a little makeshift kitchen we've got, which we call the commissary, and it just.
Because of how we're in prison.
Yeah, and it does. It looks like where you come along and you you give a couple of cigarettes and we'll give you we'll give you a bottle of something.
It's a makeshift. There's no plumbing, so it's a makeshift kitchen.
Yeah. So anyway, the milk was so off at the end of last week. I don't know how long people can cling on to the date the 15th for. But apparently we're going for gold. Seeing if it'll come back around and get good again. So Dave said that he was going to get milk. And I said, will there be milk for the show on Monday?
Yes, and there was.
Amy.
Amy's probably most severely impacted by this.
Amy.
I drink my coffee black, so I don't care, Dave. But
I go to the gym on Mondays, so I had to go to the gym before I came into work. And so I was here A little after 6.
A little after 6.
By a little after 6, you mean 6:45? Yeah, okay.
Anyway, it was here.
It's just a world. It's just that, I know that Amy was saying to me she's just disappointed when one team member always lets you down.
Repeatedly. Because Amy wanted to have a coffee at 5.
Well,
5 o'clock.
Amy had to go without.
This is not the leadership.
Can I just say,
the leadership we're looking for, David.
And I think everyone that's listening right now agrees that things like this can break a company. It can. Because like Amy had to think this morning before with no coffee in her system.
And it was a lot.
She did a line of Makona off of the table.
She was just so sad. She was just sad, you know? She's been let down. she's not angry. She's really disappointed.
I just know that you want to be a good boss, and I just think it's something you should put into the mix for next time.
Okay.
Just so we can, it's just about your word, you know.
Nathan, do you want to write something down so it's his first written warning?
No. He's 2 down at the moment because he bought a kettle. Because he bought a kettle that doesn't have a 20-minute warming function. This is his second warning.
I hope I get a third.
The first one was a warming warning, but now...
So you're on notice.
You're on notice,
slugger.
The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Some news is ridiculous and we don't need to hear it, and it's fear-mongering. And then there is some news that brings hope to the world and joy and
Which one are you going to tell us?
I'm going to tell us the latter.
Oh, that's nice.
Thanks, everyone. It's Monday. I want to pick everybody up.
Okay.
In Australia, there's been a discovery. It is the world's biggest blueberry. It is the size of a ping pong ball.
Congratulations.
It's 4 centimetres wide and it weighs 20.4 grams, which is 10 times the average blueberry.
Yes, I would think so.
Is this amazing?
Yeah, well, the price of blueberries these days, that is an expensive blueberry.
The people that grew it said that they are there to meet berry lovers' demand for bigger fruits.
I don't think you need to eat a blueberry like an apple, though. Like, that's taking it too far, isn't it?
They did say that this wasn't just a freak blueberry. There was about 20 others that day that they picked that could have taken the previous record, which was set in WA in 2020. We were the largest blueberry in the world. They stole our blueberry title holders. 16.2 grams back then compared to 20.4 grams.
We need to strike back, WA.
Get your blueberries bigger, everyone. They're not going to use this blueberry. They'd love it so much. And, of course, it's bringing the world so much joy. They're going to...
It's going on tour.
Yes, they're going to have it immortalised. I don't know how. You can get things freeze-dried nowadays.
Yes,
or
pets
and everything.
You know, in the, resin, preserved in resin, perhaps.
I would go, if the world's biggest blueberry was coming through town, would you go with some friends? Of course you would. Without saying.
Surely there's some sort of parade where we don't have to go too far. We can just parade it through the street so we can just go and look at it.
We can all come out and meet it like when the royal wedding.
Yes, exactly like that.
It's being carried on a velvet pillow.
Yes. Well, I mean, what does it deserve, really?
Wow, look at it. It's so big, people say. It is the size of a ping pong ball. This is amazing.
What a big blueberry.
We're jest, but there is some true excitement in finding something big.
Nathan, I still have very fond memories of the time that my Year 11 biology teacher, Mr. Zendilis, he was in the paper, like on page, I don't know if it was page 1, might have been page 3, but it was towards the front of the paper, a big photo of his daughter, who was probably about 4, holding a giant lemon, like both arms outstretched.
Like she's holding like a puppy.
Yes. And this lemon, it was in...
Like to her, it would be like us with a watermelon?
Correct.
An adult with a watermelon was what the lemon was to this girl.
I reckon the lemon was actually the size of a watermelon.
Was the size of a watermelon?
It was easily 3 kilos, it was a big lemon.
Wow.
It was a mighty big lemon.
Straight away...
It's biology teacher, he knows stuff.
Straight away, if that lemon was parading down the streets, I'd stop what I was doing and go out there and have a look. That's a big lemon. I'd say.
That would go in a big gin and tonic is what I would say.
We did get really excited in Shanghai And my dad and I, it was the last night that we were there, and we were doing this really great food journey of picking things that I wouldn't eat, but I'd make Dad eat them.
Sure.
And everyone, all these locals were lining up for something, and we went, oh, let's line up here. This looks a bit exciting. And when we got to the front of the line, we realised we were getting chicken.
Yes.
Like a schnitzel. Did I say it right?
No. Schnitzel.
Chicken.
One of those.
And
crumbed chicken.
and they were schnitzels.
Schnitzels.
Yeah. But they were, I don't know how big this original bird was or what their flattening process was,
Yeah.
but they handed over something, and I kid you not, wouldn't have been that much smaller than a hubcap.
Yeah. No, I've seen that in Germany
And we
too.
were so excited.
Yes.
Like, if it was raining, both of us could have stood under it
Yes.
to get cover from
Yes.
the rain.
In Germany, they served it as the schnitzel on a plate and the side dishes on a separate plate
Yeah.
because the schnitzel more than covered the large dinner plate. And you go, what did they do to that?
Guys,
to make it that thin and massive.
We've stumbled into the world of the excitement of big things. It's pretty exciting stuff when you
Yeah,
come
it is.
across a big thing, whether it's something that you purchased and didn't think it was going to be
Yeah.
as big, but you came back returned for money. Wow, look how much I got.
Maybe you grew it.
Yeah.
And you're like, look how big my
Yep.
thing is.
Yep. Sometimes something is too big.
That's true. Remember that giant cow that was down south?
Oh,
that was too big.
It was too big. No, I mean, you don't need that much cow.
That's true.
Would that have been one you could eat?
No, I think it was a dairy cow, but I mean,
Can you eat dairy
you
cows?
don't know. They're not normally great
Oh,
eating.
because the milk
but-
goes off.
Yeah. It's just not bred for their meat.
Oh, who knows? But that's
I mean,
an
you could
example
eat
of
them if
something
you were
that was
hungry enough.
that was probably too big. I personally can't think of another. We're talking about anything, not just
Yes.
food, like anything at
No,
all.
anything.
We want to know the excitement of discovering a big thing, or you can also tell us when something is too big. What happened? What's the population of Perth?
It's over 1.5 million.
1.5 million people. Right. I just called 13 24 10 to check
Got
if our
straight
phones
through.
were working. Straight through.
Because apparently
No one.
in this entire metropolitan area,
No one in
and
Perth.
also people listening in Karatha. Hi, Rachel.
Yep. Hi, Rachel.
Not one single person has ever experienced the joy of a very big thing.
Wow.
Like they've never touched a giant pumpkin.
Oh. Come on. The amount of times that I have put my hands on a giant pumpkin, I cannot even count.
All we want to know is if anybody else has experienced the joy of a big
But you
thing.
know
It's
what?
not a hard question.
If you don't want to play the game, you do you, boo. That's fine. Family pass to the muster up for grabs. Also, first
But
class
you
and
don't want
50K
it.
up for
You don't
grabs. You
want
don't
it.
want
You
anything.
don't want it.
We'll close the show down. No,
You
we're
have
closing it.
experienced the joy of a big thing.
We're closing
Otherwise,
it. We're out for
we're
lunch.
going to massage Sean's shoulders. I don't know.
What are
What's
you
going on
doing?
there, Harry? How many traffic reports do you want in this half hour?
Harry, the traffic's fine.
Let's just can't wait for
No,
the new
Ali.
studios.
Are you blaming the studio on that?
Yeah, we just point out how quickly
We've
Ellie
always done that.
moved. That's pretty good going for a pregnant
We
woman.
get up for no reason.
You've made a powerful enemy today, Harry. Okay, here's the thing. We're talking about big things.
Yeah, the excitement attached to discovering a big thing or receiving a big thing.
A giant blueberry that's
Yeah.
the size of a ping pong ball. That's much bigger than a regular blueberry.
It's amazing.
A
We
giant
also
lemon.
are open to hearing when something is too big as well. 13 24 10.
Stephanie's going to kick us off. Morning, Steph.
Good morning. How are we?
Oh,
Great,
Steph, we're just living in a world with a ping pong sized blueberry, so everything's 2 thumbs up. Have you had an experience with a big thing, and was it positive or negative?
Not me personally, but my auntie's mum, so my auntie's brother, got married and they ordered a big family photo of him and his wife at Big W or Harvey Norman or something, and she didn't realise that she had ordered it in inches, not centimetres. So she had to call the family and she said to the family, you need to come help me pick up this thing. It doesn't fit in my car. And they're like, what do you mean it doesn't fit in your car? And it was larger than him in real life. So you walk into her house and she's got it at the end of a hallway and you think that it's him and you turn around and you go, oh, my gosh, and it actually scares you because it's larger than him himself.
Oh, so it's larger than life size?
It's larger than life size. It is huge.
Larger than life-size wedding photo. That is.
That's really discerning.
It's too big.
That's too big.
Too big.
That is
Yeah.
The old inches versus centimetres trick, eh?
Oh,
Gets you every time.
you know what? And it's a wedding photo, so I'll let that pass. It shouldn't be billboard size, but you know, there's people that just get their glamour photos.
Yeah, I know.
Like, and people still do it.
I've been to a home open where in the
Me too.
bedroom it was a glamour photo of the woman, and it's like, thanks, Steph. Josie's in Singleton. Hello.
Good morning.
Hey,
All right, Josie, have you experienced a big thing?
Well, over the weekend, and I thought you might appreciate it, I was down in Esperance.
Oh,
Yes.
nice. Where'd you stay?
We stayed, it was for a funeral, sadly, but it was a beautiful weekend.
Yeah.
We stayed at Airbnb, and then my girlfriend lives out on a farm out in Condinup.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we're
Yeah.
out there for the night.
Yes.
But they had their big Condi fair.
It's the Condi Fair. It was indeed, yes.
Yep, on the Saturday. So we went out there for the afternoon, and they had the largest bikini.
Was it pretty big? Was it pretty big, Josie?
I'd say probably about half a metre.
Oh, that's big.
So were you able to get a photo with the...
Yes.
Yes.
I've got some photos, and the largest pumpkin. They had a large pumpkin, large zucchini. It might have been two zucchinis, different types, I think, but one was a bit like that fruit that's a star-shaped fruit.
Star
So
fruit?
one was kind of, yeah, so it was kind of that sort of shape, but a long zucchini. I thought, that could be interesting.
That could be interesting.
For a really big salad.
I mean, so experiencing this gigantic zucchini, did it make the trip to Esperance worthwhile, Josie?
Oh, well, it would have.
It's a long drive.
Well, the whole weekend, it was, yeah. I think the Condi Fair kind of made the weekend, it a bit cheerier and happier.
Yes.
Yeah.
And,
We've
the biggest tractor and
Yes.
we've seen around the world how big the pumpkins get.
Yes.
Comparatively, how big was that pumpkin compared to the ones you've seen online?
no, the pumpkins down at the Dwelling Up Fair,
Yeah.
they're like, you sit on, they're bigger than a chair. They're
Josie,
huge.
are you on the country fair circuit? You seem to be going to a bunch of country fairs.
Nothing beats a weekend.
But can I tell you though?
The lesser fairs too, the Condi Fair, the Dwelling Up Fair.
Well, knowing
that's
she
hilarious.
sat on a giant pumpkin and
I
she's got
know.
a selfie with a giant zucchini. I mean, like,
It's
how can you
worthwhile.
not sign up to this
That's
fair?
a great point.
Round.
You're on the fair promotion board. Well done. Thanks, Josie. Megan's in Byford. Hi, Megs.
Hi.
All right. Have you
Hi,
experienced a big
Megan.
thing, Megan?
I have. So we went to a shelter and got a cat. Surprised my then 3-year-old. And we just thought that it was just a general house cat. We found out a year later when she wouldn't stop growing that she's actually a Bengal.
Oh, okay.
So it just kept on getting bigger and bigger. How many
Yeah, so
discussions were
she's-
there about the size as the cat was growing?
Oh, we were like, surely this is not normal. So we took her into the vet,
Yeah.
got her checkups and her vaccinations done, and they're like, no, she's definitely a Bengal. She's going to just keep growing for a couple more years.
And by Bengal, do you mean Bengal tiger?
Yeah, she's literally like a mini leopard running around the house.
So how big? How big is this cat
In
now?
kilos, what is she? Do you know?
So she's 18.5 kilos.
Did you say 18?
Yeah, she's huge.
18?
So wait, is that's big enough? That's big enough
bigger than most dogs.
That they shouldn't, but that's big enough that a toddler could ride it. Yes.
Oh, I have a 5-year-old, and he definitely tries.
18.5 kilos.
Stop riding.
Yeah,
That's
so
amazing.
we have a staffy, and she's bigger than him.
How much dine are you buying?
Oh, yeah, a lot.
It's a lot of fancy beasts, isn't it?
Because cat
Yeah,
food.
so she
Think
can
about
jump up on my shoulders, and
Yeah.
she'll be almost head height, and I'm 5'1".
because think about dog food, right? Dog food comes in a big can,
Yes.
or a big packet,
Yes, that's
whereas
right.
cat food's predominantly smaller.
Yes.
So are you feeding? So do you like cook this? Like, do you just feed this cat like whole animals,
Whole chickens?
or are you
So
feeding
we
it like?
do raw, yeah. We do raw food. So
Yeah.
we mince up a whole bunch of stuff every month and freeze it, and she just gets a whole bunch of chicken and lamb and
Amazing.
everything else, kangaroo.
Bengals, they're really noisy. They like to talk, don't they?
They do.
Yeah,
so
she makes a lot of
staffies
noise.
are also renowned for that, and the conversations those two have are just crazy.
A Bengal tiger.
Bengal tiger talking to a staffy. What a conversation.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.